一刀流居合獅子孫孫
うっせえ行こう逃げたお前は俺の仲間だ
何も分かった。
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I was going through my anime list and just reflecting on some of the shows I've seen over the many years. And I thought I'd make this video because there's definitely a few that I look at and go, man, that could have been so good. Like, I really wish they took a different direction in that anime. And so today I've come up with the top 3 anime with the most wasted potential. It could have been so good, man. This is obviously based on my own experience, and by top 3 I don't mean 1, 2, 3 in order. These are equally wasted. And the first one on my list today, which many people have seen, is unfortunately Sword Art Online. Like, Sword Art Online was one of the first anime I ever saw, and I thought it was such a cool idea. I was hooked on season 1. But even so, I do wish they did a few things a little bit differently. Like, when you hear about a game world where if you die in the game, you die in real life, you're trapped there, you can't get out unless you beat the game. That's such a cool idea. But the anime starts, the first episode is really cool, and you start to get into it, and suddenly you learn that the anime, and I guess the manga as well, is skipping levels in the game. So you're watching episodes, they're on level 1, they're on level 20, then Kirito's on level 40, then 60, whatever it was. And it's like, oh, I thought this whole anime was going to be, based around Sword Art Online, this game. I'd really like to see these challenges. I'd like to see him go up slowly, learn new skills, get into really dangerous situations with real people who are actually dying. But no, we just sort of seemed to skip through it until we finally got to the conclusion of Sword Art Online. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, which was, 12 episodes in, and they sort of accidentally run into the final boss, who was the game master being disguised as another player, and then they just fight him there and beat the game essentially. And then from that point onwards, it felt like they had to come up with ideas to do stuff out of this game, which the whole show was based on, and only went for about 12 episodes. And then they find another game, and Asuna gets trapped. That is pretty interesting. But then in season 2, it really did lose me. They switched to a gun game where there's pretty much no consequences, there's some rogue player, and then I don't know, it just felt really forced from then onwards. But in my opinion, this anime could have been revolutionary. And don't get me wrong, it was definitely successful because of the amount of popularity it had, but based on the plot and how interesting it was, I think they could have done a lot more with it. So that's the first one on my list today. Now secondly, this one's a lot more recent and has arguably one of the most controversial season 2s of all time, which is so sad because season 1 was fantastic, and this is The Promised Neverland. Oh my gosh, I thought season 1 was so good, man. Like 10 out of 10 plot, had me on the edge of my seat, little plot twists here and there, music, animation, it was all great, man. I loved season 1. Quick, short, 12 episodes, great pacing, nothing to complain about. And season 2 was still good, but let me finish. Season 2, up until the ending of the last episode, was good. It wasn't great. Like, there were a lot of things, a lot of questionable plot points that were going on throughout season 2, but it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't as good as season 1, but I'd still give it a 7 or an 8 out of 10, something like that. It wasn't bad. The problem is, at the end of season 2, it's literally the last 5 minutes. Instead of just ending the season at the point they gotten up to, for some odd reason, and I've heard it's because the anime isn't guaranteed to get a season 3, but I don't know whether that's actually true or not. But in the last few minutes, they essentially showed a slideshow of the next 50 to 100 chapters in the manga of all these big plot points, just so that the main character Emma can get this happy ending and return to the human world, which is so much later in the manga. Again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, if that's a bit late. And it's what? What did I just watch? What are all these things that just happen. And the sad thing is, they look like really interesting arcs. It's like they just showed, like, I'll give you another example. Imagine you're watching One Piece, you know, spoilers if you haven't seen much One Piece, and we get to, like, the end of Alabasta, for example. You get a decent way in, and then Alabasta finishes, and all you see is pictures of them flying into the sky, going to the Sky Pier, and they come down, they play some Davy backgame, they meet Aokiji, they go to Water 7, which looks awesome. You see a incredible showdown at Eni's lobby, then you see Thriller Bark and Kuma, nothing happened, oh my gosh. And like, you're sitting there like, what the hell is going on? What are they doing? Like, I couldn't believe it. And so season 2 supposedly reaches this happy ending. I actually don't know how far ahead in the manga it is, but it's like, why would you spoil all of that? It just doesn't make sense. And if they finish season 2 just like on where it got up to, people like me who haven't read the manga could just go and start reading the manga from then on, even if the anime season 3 isn't going to get renewed. So I don't know why they'll just spoil that. That seems really like a dick move, in my opinion. But from what I've heard, the manga is a lot better. So in this case, I do recommend reading the manga or watching season 1 and then reading the manga. I'm gonna go and read the manga at some point to make my own opinion of it and compare it to the anime. But yeah, I don't know why that did that, but yeah, that was some wasted potential right there. Why would they do that? It went from so good to so bad, man. Oh, God. And now the last on my list, a little bit of a controversial opinion is, thirdly, Tokyo Ghoul. Now, I love Tokyo Ghoul Season 1. Like, that really hooked me. There were some little plot points here and there I disagree with, but the actual show itself and how entertaining it was fantastic. So I watched those 12 episodes, I don't know, a day. I was hooked, man. And even Season 2, was it Route A or whatever, that wasn't bad too. It wasn't as good as Season 1, but it wasn't bad either. And so the start of that anime really got me. And now again, the issues with this might be due to differences between the anime and the manga, just like Promised Neverland, supposedly. But Tokyo Ghoul Route A comes out, there's a few side stories here and there, different owners, different special Tokyo Ghoul episodes about other characters, blah blah blah. And then Tokyo Ghoul Re comes out. And I'm thinking, oh sick, you know, I haven't watched this in ages, let's give it a go. And there's a time skip, and pretty much the whole cast is different, and I don't know what the hell is going on. And probably worstly is that I don't like the main character anymore. And it seems like he's got this dual personality, but I really don't care for it. And all these side characters, these new ones, I did not care for at all compared to the original cast. Gosh. And then apart from this initial just like disinterest in the plot and the characters, from then on the story didn't really get me. I didn't find it entertaining. I was slugging through episodes, pretty much just sitting there going, okay, when are we gonna get back to the interesting stuff, the cool stuff? And then all these new villains and characters got introduced that we'd never heard of before. Some of the side characters were dying and it was meant to be emotional, but I didn't feel emotional at all. So overall, I think it was just a bit of a bummer. And I actually didn't even finish Season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul Re, because I just couldn't stand it. I dropped it, unfortunately. But this is another one that apparently the anime collectively in Tokyo Ghoul is quite different to the manga. So honestly, I think I need to go read the manga, make my own opinion of it, and compare it for myself. But I did think Tokyo Ghoul had a lot of potential, especially Season 1, this whole plot, this world of ghouls and ghouls disguising themselves amongst the humans, but they eat humans. Oh, such a cool idea. I really think they could have done so much more with it. Like, that plot alone is like equal to, you know, Attack on Titan. It's such a cool idea, but the decisions they made and where the story went, yeah, it could have been a 10 out of 10, man. So I do think it had a bit of wasted potential there. But yeah, so as of right now, what I've seen, those 3 anime, Sword Art Online, Promised Neverland, and Tokyo Ghoul, really stand out to me as ones with wasted potential. Now, I will give some honourable mentions. These are definitely based on my opinion, so feel free to disagree. But some other ones are 7 Deadly Sins. Like, I thought Season 1 and 2 were fantastic, man. They hooked me. But then so many weird things just started happening, and the plot went in an interesting direction. Try not to spoil too much. And by the time Season 4, 5, 6, these other movies come out, I've completely lost interest too, which is sad. And if you disagree with my opinion alone, go look on my anime list. You can see the difference between Seven Deadly Sins Season 1 and what I guess is Seven Deadly Sins Season 4, the difference in ranking, like, among all anime all time is like 1,000 compared to 6,000. Like, there's definitely a noticeable drop there, and I just don't enjoy it anymore, so I haven't kept up to date, to be honest. Another one is Violet Evergarden. This one is very debatable because I love Season 1. Season 1 is one of my favourite anime of all time because no other anime has hit me in the way Violet Evergarden has. I was non-stop crying, dude. I could not hold it in. But I felt that what happened after that in the movie, like, contradicts what made Season 1 so sad. And I'm not going to ruin those plot points, but I really wish they didn't take it in that direction. So go watch it for yourself to understand what I'm talking about. And lastly, Boruto. Most wasted potential. Boruto had the potential to not exist, and I don't know why they took the direction and made it exist. So, you know, Naruto was so great, they should have just ended it there. What are you doing? Alright, there you go. There's my top 3 anime with the most wasted potential and some. Let me know what you think. If there's any others that you feel are relevant as well, leave a comment down below and I'll be sure not to watch them. And if you have any ideas for future videos, leave a comment down below and I'll give it a go as well. Because this channel is Anime On Demand, so I'm always looking for things to make videos about. So yeah. Alright, well thanks for tuning in once again and I'll catch you next time. Alright, cheers.